Hello, and welcome to the Sunday Chat. I'm Richard Vobes. I thought I'd do the Sunday Chat a little bit different this time. It's from the van. Now, I know my van is not like most camper vans, full of light, lots of domestic stuff all about, and that thus more appealing. It is quite dark and it's very basic, but it is what I enjoy. So I thought, why not go out and about and do the Sunday Chat from here? And that's what I'm doing. It's the 5th of September today, although I'm actually, as you know, record this the night before or the day before. There's a cat actually trying to get into the van, but I shall try not to let that distract me. So it's been an interesting period in the Bald Explorers series recently, because we went to Wiltshire, as you know, and yesterday, which was Saturday, was the last of the Wiltshire videos to come out with the lovely Julia and I in the longer format of roughly 25 minutes. And on the whole, I have to say, they've been brilliantly received. People have been very kind. The comments have been lovely. And I can't say thank you enough for tuning in and watching our antics. We've thoroughly enjoyed making them. It was all a bit of an experiment. We could have done, the normal sort of 10-minute video each day, taking in one thing, but we tried to take you with us on the trip so that you saw a bit of the domestic side as we stayed in David Chamberlain's house in Calne, and another big thanks to David for making that possible. And we wanted then to take you as we went to the different places, as we saw it. And of course, part of it was the journeying and using the van as our base, our mobile base, from which we could have just made cups of tea and had sandwiches, as you saw. And it was great. Thing is, now that it's come to an end, and actually both Julia and I have talked about this, that it's a big shame. And we've lived a second time, really, by looking at the rushes and putting the edit together and then seeing the final thing go live on YouTube. And it's been great. And then there's that sort of crashing realization that, oh, it's over. Now, I'd love to do more, but of course life gets in the way. Julia has her children. One of them is at school, one of them's not at school. We were only able to do it because the kids were off to see their in-laws, and which were based up in Birmingham. So Julia had the week to do whatever she wanted, and I suggested the trip, and she said that would be perfect, and so we did it. But we do hope that we can make this happen again in the future. Meanwhile, I am back to making the solo videos, of course, and the occasional video with the lovely Julia as and when she's free. I still want to, if possible, expand and develop the longer format, the 25 minutes. I think that is a nice length. I don't want to go too much longer than that. There may be some that are just a bit shorter than that, but I at the moment I'm quite keen to explore that, particularly as we're coming into the autumn. The days are going to get shorter, and I do need to travel further afield if I make my videos, because especially the outdoor ones on location and what have you, because I've done so many that are near to my home. And so I'm thinking that these will obviously not go out at the same frequency as in the past. In the past, I did a daily 10-minute, 12-minute video, and that was all very well because I would whiz out, film something in the morning, come back, edit it in the afternoon, and then upload it and do the thumbnail and the description and the tags and all of that in the evening, as well as possibly going off to record the Vobes show, which I would do. And also last year and the beginning of this year, because of the COVID situation and people were in their houses with very little to do, I was running a Listen with Vobes, which was me reading books, particularly books about travel in the UK, keeping that notion of exploring Britain on a different channel called Listen with Vobes. And then I broke for the rest of the spring and the summer, and now the autumn is coming. I'm thinking about when is a good time to bring that back. I know a lot of people want me to bring that back. Now, that was a daily show, and it worked very much as a daily show, but I've got to think how I can put that into what I now am thinking of doing, or combine it with these longer format shows where I'm not going out in the morning just to film, but I'm filming, and as the days get shorter, it'll be later morning and early afternoon, and then coming back late afternoon because it'll be dark. So everything is a little bit up in the air, and change is bound to come. And I know, of course, that people, they don't like change. Nobody likes change because you get used to something. You get used to perhaps having the daily videos coming along in the morning, and you have your cup of tea at the same time. And I appreciate that. And I don't want to alienate people, but I do want to develop and grow the channel in a way that seems right, both to me and to the overall audience. And of course I want to be able to grow the audience so that I can carry on doing this from the various avenues of revenue that could come in. Mostly, I have to say, from the patronage that people do support me by going to baldexplorer.com and either giving me a one-off donation or committing to the price of a cup of coffee or a bit more every month to help out put diesel in the van. And I very much appreciate that. I get a little bit, of course, from the advertising, but I try not to put adverts in the middle of the videos because it annoys me when I see them. And actually, as soon as I get to an advert halfway through somebody else's video, it more incentivizes me to go, oh, I've seen enough now, I've got the idea, and I tend to stop watching. I certainly don't want that in my videos, so I only put the advertising at the front end, and I think that most people appreciate that. So I'm back on the Sussex border walk. Sorry, just gonna have a slurp of my tea as this cat is just down here. Do you want to say hello? No, she just run out. Back on the Sussex border walk. Now, the Sussex border walk, up until the point that I got to, which was at the junction really with Emsworth and then heading north, was all very simple, in as much as I was walking along the seafront, following the villages and the towns and looking at what was there. The border, of course, being with the English Channel. Now I'm coming around and the border is very different. It was very easy to delineate where that border was when you had the sea as the edge, as it were. Now it's a wiggly border going up with Hampshire initially on one side, then Surrey, and then as you move round you get into Kent and back down towards the sea again, right on the sort of Hastings side. So in view of that, I don't think that I can do the videos in the same way. And also I'm aware that the long format is working pretty well, actually. So I want to try and combine those two things and make slightly longer version of the Sussex border walk, but actually utilise the van more and utilise perhaps staying overnight and bringing you again in the same way that Julia and I did in Wiltshire, in which you get a bit more of the domestic side of things. So I might go into a shop and I might buy some local sausages or local, a butcher shop or local produce or something, and cook something with it within the programme. So I went out the other day and I filmed the first bit from Emsworth to Westbourne as a bit of a test. I threw up the drone as well. I'm not quite sure how successful those shots were, but I will try and cobble something excuse me, something together. Croaky voice there, and we'll see how it goes, really. And I think in this new format it will be it will develop. It may chop and change. It may, and so just bear with me on that. And I may also change the title, because I don't necessarily want to call it a walk, because I think some people think that I'm purely backpacked, hiking boots on and walking, because there is a Sussex border path, and it's not the path I'm particularly interested in, although I may go on the path from time to time. It's the towns, the villages, and the landscape around the border. So I may go into Hampshire a little bit. I may then go into Sussex a little bit. I'm exploring that borderland, which I think is a different thing. So I may call it something slightly different, but I hope that you'll enjoy it anyway. What else is on my list of things to talk about? Been out today actually with the lovely Julia, and we've done a bit of more drone practice. I think it is quite nice, if possible, to add in a little bit of the drone to give some of the surroundings. I'm not very good with the drone, I'll give you that. I've only got one eye, and so I have to be extra careful about how I spot the drone in the sky. So going out, just doing some practice runs, and I may make a little video about my efforts with the drone. I know it might be a bit boring, I don't know, and talk through my feeling about the drone and how that goes. So I may make a separate little video on that with some of the footage that I'm gathering as I do it, as well as talking you through what I want to do with some of the drone stuff. But one of the things I do want to do, and I've realised that I can get Julia to operate the drone, it's perfectly legal as long as I'm with her, because I have a licence and I can do the spotting, is to get shots of the van driving through the landscape with the drone following it, which will give us a lovely perspective, really. I've seen other people do this. They must be flying the drone from the seat, making sure that it's very safe and that you've practiced the stretch of road and all of that, and you know where you're going to start and stop. So I think that's all very good. The other thing to announce is to look out for, especially on the Facebook group for the Bald Explorer walking group, or the Bald Explorer group on Facebook, the next walk, the next public walk that you're invited to will be on the 26th of this month in September. It's a ditchling walk, 3 miles, bring sandwiches, and I don't know quite where we're going to have the sandwiches. We may walk for 1.5 miles, find somewhere and have sandwiches. I'm walking it. Actually, I should be walking it today. So as this goes out today on the Sunday, I will be with Mr. Suggett and the lovely Julia, and possibly Amanda, his wife, but we don't know. She may or may not be with us. And we are going to do a recce, make a video, and then that will be up, and you'll be able to watch that and see if it's suitable. It will be for a 10:30 arrival for an 11 o'clock start. It just means that if we say aim for 10:30, but we'll kick off at 11, we won't wait after 11. So sometimes if you say, oh, it's 11 o'clock, then people who are a bit late, they may arrive, but we will be gone. So we always say aim for 10:30, and then by 11 we're off. We don't want to leave anyone behind, but we don't want to hang about either. So that's really all I've got in today's Sunday chat. Hope that's been interesting. Yes, the daily videos and the long format video is something that I am just playing with, and for the moment the videos will be going out 3 days a week, so going out on Tuesdays and on Thursdays and Saturdays. Now that may change, I'm just trying it out. For the moment, they're going out in the evenings at 6 o'clock because the YouTube algorithm suggests it's more advantageous to put them out when the audience is actually online and you get an initial engagement, and then YouTube say, oh, this is obviously going down well, we can recommend it further. So it makes sense to do that rather than first thing in the morning. So if you've wondered why I've not been doing that, I will be trying that it's on a trial. If all of this doesn't really work in my favour, then I may go back to what we were doing before, daily videos going out at something like 4 in the morning in the UK. But we will give it a test. I want to give it a good test for about a month and see if it's really made any difference to the figures. Anyway, have a good Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. It's been lovely to catch up with you in my van, different location for a change, and I will catch up with you really soon. Don't forget to like, follow and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll continue to make these videos. Till next time, bye-bye.